How to play the Mage. They walk into the encounter already half in their own head, robes trailing behind them, holding 9 books they definitely do not need. They're brilliant, excitable, and one dramatic gesture away from blowing up the furniture. With 9 strength, they are not lifting anything heavier than those spellbooks. 14 dexterity, nimble enough to duck behind cover or drift to the battlefield with flair. 11 constitution, the paper-thin defenses are one stiff breeze away from disaster. 17 intelligence, sharp, tactical, and calculating, always 3 moves ahead. 12 wisdom, mildly perceptive, not enough to prevent poor decisions. 11 charisma, awkward but earnest, speaks like every sentence is a thesis defense. Before combat, with +6 arcana or history, they'll ramble, lecture, or pontificate long enough to drain the motivations from anyone trapped listening. This can genuinely bypass combat if the players aren't prepared for a dissertation. If they're scouting or otherwise on the lookout, their +4 perception is workable. They'll catch obvious danger, miss subtle threats, and still assume they know what's happening. During combat, the mage isn't just casting spells, they're directing the flow of battle, issuing orders, calling out targets, adjusting positions. If they act early in initiative, fly is their first instinct. Lift off, gain altitude, and establish an unreachable firing platform. If they act later in initiative, they will misty step to safety the moment the front line collapses towards them. Once repositioned, they'll unfurl their spellcasting with renewed confidence. Reacting to players is where the mage becomes deliciously tactical. You can use counterspell at the perfect moment with that +6 arcana, or cast shield in response to a heavy hitter landing a probable blow. But if all goes sideways and they need to escape battle, because their wisdom is a modest 12 and their ego is substantial, mages often stay in fights longer than they should. They won't consider retreat until they've taken around 50 to 60% damage, and then it's usually chaotic. When they finally commit to escape, they burn any remaining misty steps for immediate distance, then cast fly, if available, or invisibility to vanish properly. Their exit is always theatrical, whether triumphant or scrambling for dear life.